The topic of Chapter 4 is minor scales. But before we can start to do minor scales, to write them on the staff, there's a very important concept called relative keys that we must discuss. And the relative keys are two scales, one major and one minor, that share the same key signature. Now we're looking at your cheat sheet, and you may notice that I have a shaded area. I've colored it yellow. In other words, I've highlighted it and put a box around it. This is column 6 on your cheat sheet. And column 6 shows you the relative minor for every major scale. So let's just do this right down the list. We do C major, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Now, when we talk about relatives, we're saying that there's a minor scale that has the exact same key signature, which of course I've written out here in the margin, 0 sharps and 0 flats. To get that minor, we start with column 6, and we use exactly the same notes as C major, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. So let's do it here, 1 sharp. Okay, G major, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. The key that has the same key signature, or in other words, the same set of sharps or flats, is the one that starts in column 6. So we go E, F sharp, G, loop back to the beginning, A, B, C, D, E. With 2 sharps, D major is relative to B minor. So the B minor scale would have the same sharps as D major, only starting with B. B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B. Now, let's go a little faster. The relative of A major is F sharp minor. The relative of E major is C sharp minor. And so on. I don't have to do all of them. Let's jump down and do a couple of flats. The relative of F major is D minor. That means that D minor contains the B flat. D minor would start D, E, F, G, A, B flat, C, D, and so on. Now, if you're asked to provide the name of the relative major, then you start with column 6, because these are the minor scales. So what if I said, what is the relative of F sharp minor? Okay, so this is minor scales in this column 6. So then we simply say, column 1, the relative of F sharp minor is A major. If I asked you for the relative of A sharp minor, then you would say C sharp major. So it's a simple thing. Maybe the best thing that we could do is write major and minor. Okay, so that I've labeled those columns. And so if I ask you to give me the relative minor of some major key, like I said B major, then you go here and say G sharp minor. If I say G minor, then you go to the column 1 and say B flat major. So that's the concept of relative keys.